So the NBA season is wrapped up, the draft is in the rearview mirror, and we're getting into the meat of the offseason, and that meat is already simmering on the grill. It is cooking right now.
Yeah, I feel like every time I check my phone, there's a new Woj bomb, Shams reporting something, a trade going on. The NBA just never stops.
Before we start talking NBA offseason though, if you haven't already, make sure you leave this video a like, give us a subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on one of our videos. So the first big, bombshell move that came was when the Wizards traded Bradley Beal to Phoenix. It kind of came out of nowhere because a day or two before it was oh, the Wizards, if they decide to blow it up, they'll trade Beal away. And then a day or two later, Beal was on the Suns. I was like, wait, what the hell? I thought they were gonna give it some more time, but now they're just this ain't working.
I mean, to be fair, people give Dame enough crap for needing to be traded. Bradley Beal should have been traded years ago.
Oh yeah.
So this is a smart decision, and my take on this, I think it was a good move by the Wizards because Bradley Beal's contract, it already doesn't look good. It's gonna age like milk.
And honestly, for a guy with a no trade clause, they got a decent haul. When I first saw the trade, I was like, this is a horrible move for Washington because they traded away Beal and got nothing in return. But then it came out a day later, oh no, they actually got back 6 second-round picks and 4 first-round pick swaps. And I was like, and Chris Paul, I guess. But I mean, we're trading a guy with a no trade clause to get back 4 pick swaps. I think that's good business.
And if you're the Phoenix Suns at this point, just fire any draft scouts you have. There's no use for them. They're not going to draft any players anytime soon.
They don't have their first round pick until I think 2031.
Yeah, I think they can swap. So technically they'll have a late first round probably, but just fire them. Who even cares? Get them off the payroll.
We'll be in our early 30s the next time they make a first round pick.
We'll have 3 kids, a house, the whole thing.
We're both 25 right now, by the way. So think about that. If you're in elementary school right now, if you're an 8th grader, you'll be in college the next time. You might be out of college, actually, the next time the Suns have a first round pick.
The Wizards, they need to do this. They needed to do this so bad. That big 3 of Kuz, Porzingis, Beal wasn't going to work. So, you don't get an insane haul back, but I think it's a very solid haul what they've done.
What about from the Suns' perspective? I mean, you said you think obviously Beal is a negative asset, but that's more because of his contract.
Yeah.
How do you think it works on the floor? Because I also don't think it works on the floor.
I don't think it does, but I get the move.
I get it too. I just don't think it works because it's redundant. You have 3 of the same thing.
They literally did the 2K association. They traded for Kevin Durant. They sent all their assets away and they're like, shoot. They were just going through the trade finder and found Bradley Beal. We gotta get him. I don't know. It could work. The offense is going to be insane, but how many times have we seen this recently? The Nets, you can't just win with a super team. You need a team that's built, not by.
And they have no defense and no depth.
Nope.
And then you got the Wizards trading Porzingis. And look, when they traded Beal, everyone was like, okay, Porzingis is definitely going to be on the block. And bafflingly, there were rumors that came out that the Blazers had contacted the Wizards about potentially sending out the 3rd overall pick for Porzingis. When I saw that, I was like, if this happens, I will stand outside of the Moda Center with picket signs. I will protest this move if it happens.
That was some BS the Wizards just made up to try to get Porzingis a higher value. There was no shot. That is crazy.
Yeah. They did end up putting together a 3-team trade with the Clippers and the Celtics to send Porzingis to Boston. And I remember this happened kind of early in the morning because I saw a bunch of tweets oh, how many games is this big 3 winning? How many rings are they winning? And by 5 o'clock, I saw a Woj tweet, the deal has fallen apart. And I was like, how?
Yeah, that was
what
crazy.
Happened?
This dude, Malcolm Brogdon, he sold all his coats. He's like, I'm not going to need these anymore. I'm moving to LA. And then he's like, oh, shit. Guess I'm not.
I thought the first version of the trade, I was like, I really like this trade for all involved.
Yeah.
If you're the Wizards, you ditch Porzingis. If you're the Celtics, you get Porzingis. And then, honestly, I thought Malcolm Brogdon on the Clippers,
yeah,
I thought that's a really nice fit. Apparently, Brogdon maybe has some health thing where they can't trade him because he's just going to fail any physical. So
I've heard.
Maybe that was the reason. But outside of that, I was like, how did this trade fall apart in 6 hours? Did someone refuse to give up a 2nd round pick? And that was the linchpin?
Honestly, this isn't a bad move for basically anyone. I think you could say the Celtics won the trade because they get Kristaps and then you get some picks, which could work. But I actually really like this trade for the Grizzlies because Marcus Smart's a guy, you know, he plays hard. He's going to be a good veteran presence in that locker room. I like the trade for them.
I kind of get that. I think the Celtics definitively won the trade because I'm not as high on Marcus Smart maybe as you are. I find him to be replaceable. I mean, you could just slide Derek White into his spot. And like in a year, if Kristaps plays a year, say they don't sign him to extension. Let's say he plays a year and it doesn't work out and he moves on at the end of this year. Like, yeah, you gave up Marcus Smart, but like, I don't know. I don't think that's that big a deal.
You're doubting him. Marcus Smart was the heart and soul of that team. Boston fans won't even admit it.
Well, he shouldn't be. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown should be the heartbeat of that team.
They don't got that dog in them.
Well, they need to find that dog.
Not gonna happen.
And if the trades couldn't get any more batshit insane, we had the Wizards. Now, I had heard that they were searching for somewhere to trade Chris Paul, like a contender, because they didn't just want to buy him out or waive him or anything. They want to get something back for him. And they traded him to the Golden State Warriors. And the only thing I have written down about this trade is just, I don't get it. Like, the Warriors just went through this a couple years ago. They had D'Lo, they had Steph, and they have Clay. Well, Chris Paul is he worse than D'Lo at this point?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
But he's a comp, like, for D'Lo.
I don't know. I know Steph's great off ball. Obviously, Clay's great off ball, so that's not going to be the issue. But Chris Paul at this age, when you don't really need another guard, like you need a wing or you need a big. You don't need Chris Paul.
And talk about having no defense. Steph can't play defense. Clay is shot on defense. If you throw 38-year-old Chris Paul, like what's the Warriors lineup? Are they starting him?
No, he's coming off the bench, but I think a lot of games he'll close, or at least some games he'll close.
Okay.
Or maybe they just want him to kind of lead the second unit. I do not know.
I don't know either. And honestly, like I know they wanted to get rid of Jordan Poole because I don't think the rift between him and Draymond ever even came close to healing. But I feel like you could have done better. The better trade would have been Poole for Porzingis.
Yeah, it would have been. Bob Myers ain't making this move.
Obviously
He ain't not making this move.
I will say, it is just really hilarious and also kind of sad that Chris Paul could end his career as Steph's backup.
If Chris Paul still doesn't get a ring after this, he will never hear the end of it.
No, absolutely not. Speaking of the Warriors, Draymond Green opted out of his contract. He could have got paid, I think it was $27 million, something like that. He wants a long-term deal. We've heard, like, oh, could Dame recruit him to Portland? Please, God, no, by the way.
Please do.
No, whatever. Okay, moving on. Maybe he goes to the Lakers. How? I don't think they have any cap room. I think he's just going to re-up in Golden State for like 5 years, $100 million.
I think so too. My theory was he opted out, he was waiting for them to get rid of Poole, and now he's coming back.
That makes sense.
I thought maybe if they would have kept him, he could have gone, but Draymond's a warrior.
He's 100% a warrior.
I can see him going somewhere like 3 years from now, 4 years from now when he's pretty washed, like super washed, but for the time being, he's a warrior.
Well, I've seen so many people that talk about the Warriors that are like, oh, they need to maximize the last like 2 years of Steph. They need to, get rid of Clay and get rid of Draymond. I was like, basketball doesn't really work like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really cores that have won championships together where you've got one player who's obviously the best player, and then you just ditch the other two to try to keep winning with that one player. Like, that doesn't really happen. You let them all ride out together because they've won your organization 4 championships. You let them go out together.
That's fair.
The more surprising move was Khris Middleton opting out of his contract. And like, if I'm the Bucks, what's he eligible for? Probably like 4 years, like 140 million, something like that.
They're about to overpay him.
Well, yeah, 100%. They have to.
That's the thing. I think Khris Middleton was like, damn, I had a shaky ass year. I barely played. I'm injury prone.
Let me get 5 years guaranteed, baby.
Let's just get this guaranteed and then I can chill from here. That's Khris Middleton's perspective. And the Bucks are probably just going to have to do. You can't just let him walk. So I can see them just giving him the money. He's won a title there. I'm sure Giannis obviously loves him. They're not going to fire their coach.
And then let their second best player walk.
Exactly. That's not going to happen.
Can't do that. So then we had the draft, and Victor Wembenyama went number 1 to the surprise of quite literally 0 people. My favorite anecdote from the draft was that I saw some betting odds that Vic was minus 50,000 to go number 1, meaning if you bet $100, you would win 20 cents.
That's still worth it though. Free quarter?
Not even a quarter.
Just about. You need to throw that money on some penny slots. You never know.
You couldn't even buy a gumball with your winnings. What do you think of Vic though? What do you think he's gonna be in the league?
I don't know. I was kind of doubting him for a bit on our live stream, but then I watched some of his highlights, especially the game versus Scoot, and he literally just does not look real.
He doesn't.
Like, he does not look real out there. I can't imagine him being bad. Is he gonna be as good as people are saying? Probably not, but dude's gonna be a superstar.
My favorite was seeing him next to JJ Redick, who's 6'4", and he genuinely looks 2 feet taller than him.
He literally looks like a a guy, like a video game character, and it's an animation or something, a cutscene, just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, although I will say, there were some people tweeting out, apparently like he was out on the court in San Antonio for the first time, just taking some jumpers in his Spurs gear, was missing every shot.
Really?
Yeah.
The pressure's getting to him already.
In front of an empty stadium with just some people taking pictures. I think he's going to be pretty good, though. I think year one, 20 points, 9 boards. I think he's getting like 3.5 blocks a game, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to be a defensive monster. The biggest concern, though, I think, can he just stay healthy? Can he avoid, you know, I mean, your guy, Chet, who's probably his closest NBA comp, sat out his whole first year. Porzingis has had injuries. Like, guys that big, it's tough to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's the thing. But if he can stay healthy, Spurs got themselves another generational player.
What'd you think of Brandon Miller at number 2?
Okay, this was not a great pick, but it's getting too much hate.
Well, it's a great pick for us.
Yeah, it's great that Scoot dropped the Blazers, but, you know, I'm not high on Brandon Miller, but if he pans out, it's tough to find wings in the NBA, and it's even tougher to find wings that can shoot. It's not a good pick, but it's getting too much hate.
I get what you're saying, but it was the wrong pick.
Yes.
Because Scoot is the better player, I think at least. And I do kind of agree that people, I think, are getting caught up a little bit too much in like the hype around Scoot, but I still think they made the wrong pick. I will say the Hornets fans' reaction to the pick, fucking hilarious.
Bro, even the mascot was upset. Did you see that clip?
He didn't like it.
The mascot was like, hell nah, come on.
It's giving me like, have you seen the videos of the Kings fans reacting to taking Marvin Bagley over Luka? Yeah, it's reminding me of that all over again.
I mean, he was getting booed in the arena by fans there.
Like, that's too much.
It is.
You can be disappointed with the pick, but that's too much. And then Scoot Henderson. You a fan?
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, really?
I'm all behind
really?
Scoot.
I wouldn't have known that. We were playing FIFA a couple nights ago, and I swear to God, every 2 or 3 minutes, Ben would pipe up and be like, guys, Scoot Henderson is a Blazer.
We just got a future superstar. No one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it?
I mean, I'm talking about it. Scoot Henderson and Shane Sharp. Imagine them just throwing lobs to each other for the next, like, 10 years.
Okay, I'm conflicted because I do really like Scoot. I know he's got all potential in the world, and him and Shaden throwing lobs to each other, that does sound great. I just feel so bad for Dame. Like, we told him last year we would trade the pick. We didn't trade it. We told him this year we'd trade the pick, and we didn't trade it. Like, I just feel bad.
Well, remember after the draft lottery, the Blazers sent that email to everyone.
They did.
Like, you guys excited for next year? We're trading this pick to build around Dame, and we got the 23rd pick.
And then Joe Cronin came out at his press conference like, yeah, we're not going to move Scoot.
Yeah, hell no.
We can't do that.
I mean, we can't. Scoot Henderson, like people are saying, he's got Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, John Wall potential. We cannot trade this man. He should be untouchable.
Yeah, I mean, we've got all this madness that's already going on, and we're not even at free agency yet.
And you know there's going to be some crazy-ass trades still coming.
Oh, yeah,
Teams
absolutely.
are cooking stuff up right now. Just wait.
Joe Cronin's cooking up that Zion trade.
Yeah, sure he is. He's been cooking that up for months now, huh?
Yep. That's the video, guys. What's your bold prediction for the rest of the NBA offseason? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving it a like, as it really does help us out. And while you're here, why not check out some of our other videos as well? And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.